Hordes of the Things, an epic fantasy by A.P.R. Marshall and J.H.W. Lloyd. The Third Chronicle.
In the elder times, after the dawn of the world, all the lands were ruled by the Evil One, from a chair high aloft among the Arbither the Dark, with, if rather aesthetic sources are to be believed, a small matching poof atop a nearby lesser summit. The only remaining sanctuary of good was Albion, ruled by the foolish King Ulfric the Wise. And only Aegar, son of Aegar, stood against the darkness, and sought he from the caverns of the dread Sphinx Summon Trumpet, the tremendous horn that could call upon the remaining 7 heroes of legend.
I am the dread Sphinx of the caverns, keeper of Summon Trumpet and the treasure of the deep. None may pass without my consent.
I cannot see too clearly. What manner of thing is that, Golem?
Oh, nothing much. Just a cherry tart.
Eh?
I'd offer you some, but it'll all be gone in a moment.
I meant the Sphinx, oh greedy dwarf.
Oh, the Sphinx of the caverns is the deadliest of all. It possesses the head of a snake,
Yes.
the body of a snake, and the feet of a snake.
Sounds like a snake to me.
Master, do not risk its wrath.
Speak, unworthy mortal. What mean you to defile my smoky domain?
You're a bit thin for a Sphinx, aren't you?
I've been on a diet. Now, oh, miss.
Just a moment. You could be right, Master. If you're not a snake, why is your tail rattling?
I've got rheumatism.
Rheumatism?
Very loose rheumatism.
Very well, stick out your tongue then. I defy you.
Don't push your luck, puny one. I can bite, you know.
Only a snake bite.
Do not suggest such contrivances.
Snake bite, only does a snake
I
bite.
do not. Mine's much nastier than an ordinary snake bite.
Oh, yes? How so?
I don't clean my teeth. Now prepare to die. That's it. Feel
Quick, my saddlebag. Here. Say those words again, Sphinx, if you dare.
You threaten I say again, I don't clean my teeth.
I suppose you realise what you're doing to yourself.
What's that?
What's that, he says. As his teeth rot away, he doesn't care already.
What is that? No.
You'll listen to me, my snake, whether you like it or not. Do you want to end up like the snake up the road, only 18 and not a fang in his head, as to suck wildebeest till they fall over to swallow? Is that what you want?
No, keep it away from me. Hold it back.
Then deliver to me. Summon Trumpet.
Anything, just hold it away from me. Here, take the horn.
Oh, this is nice. Nice bit of cream in there will do nicely.
And another thing, Aegar. Do you think I like being stuck in that saddlebag all day long? You don't take me out enough. Are you ashamed of your own muck?
Put this back in the saddlebag.
Uncover me at once.
Thanks, O Sphinx. You're a worthy guard. But the hour of Summon Trumpet is approaching.
And thus it was. But at that moment, in the profane temple of Zilba, did the High Bishop taunt the Crown Prince Vegenin most waspily to step out into the full light of his black candles, for the bishop had the gaze which turned any upon whom it fell to ashes, and many were the failed novices who were devoutly shuffled as clinker from his holy chambers.
And so, once more show I that valor true is oft rewarded by rare fortune's hand. My polished royal breastplate, armor bright, did straightway well reflect your foul gaze. And now, as ashes Bishop Zilbor falls, Prince Vegenin is saved, and so his list is shortened. Loathsome brothers, pack of jackals, come not near, or my blade will bite into your flesh.
We brothers honor you deeply, Lord.
Why so? What trick is this? Why troop you all in here, quite loaded with all pomp, to I, your bane?
Our blessed and holy bishop is no more, but he who takes his place is he who was born, even as the last bishop died, but 10 years thrice plus 2 ago.
10 years thrice plus 2. How much I now do wish that in my callow youth I did think less of warlike games and learned my thrice times table as my tutor pleaded. Is that not my age, even to the day?
It is.
Wait, I have oft heard of devious tricks that the Brotherhood of Night do play most cruelly. What security is there the one you seek is I?
Do you not have the sacred star-shaped birthmark upon your torso?
You shall not trap me with some deadly snare. Here, take my sword and help me out with my stout armor, strong and true, and I shall check. Yes, I have the mark, see here.
So be it. Hold him well while we trim off the bits we don't need.
Trim off what bits?
O evil one, we commit this torso to your service.
Unhand me urgently.
Your torso is the part with the birthmark, is it not? That's all we need from you.
What trickery is this?
You think you were the only one born on that day? Not so, there are many. Already we have collected the foot with the birthmark, the ear with the birthmark, 2 hands, several.
You seek your master reborn all in parts? 'Tis madness. Let me go at once, I say.
Oh, we find him all eventually. We are trained to be patient in the Brotherhood. Hold him while I raise the knife.
No!
Farewell, Prince Vegenin. You're not so much losing some parts of your body as gaining others.
And so was the Crown Prince delivered out of danger and into mere deadly peril. In the first place, beyond Albion's northlands was an inhospitable place. The terrain was unlevel and unsolid, the hedgerows thick with flailing, thorny trails, whipped by the incessant scything wind and icy driving snow. And all remarked upon the lack of visitors, considering the great mildness of the summer. But the Lord Asteron did come to this place, and it caused to rise amid all these terrors a great building. And he did say, Behold, my towering keep is thick and strong, and though at all seasons it be exceedingly filthy without, within is safe and creaturely. And it shall be called the only homely house in all the domain. And so it was that the White Council, seeking most scholarly refuge, did come to the place of the Lord Asteron, knowing that the outerly chaos would deter any lesser kind from disturbing their momentous and most urgent gathering, the great conference of all wizards.
So I said to him, if you want a magic sword at this time of night, Art, you can go and jump in the lake.
Very good, Merlin.
Excuse me all. I just wanted to make sure that you all had your little cardboard badges.
Oh, should I have picked one up in the cloakroom?
Oh, I thought so. Here we are. Badidas the Blue, Wizard. Now pin it on.
Sorry.
Now, have you all got full glasses? Matey the White will be round to give you a top-up in a moment, but I'm just circulating to tell you today's schedule.
Oh, good.
Right. Sunrise to Half Shadow, meeting the others in the Great Hall, drinks provided. Half Shadow to Sun's Heat, split into discussion groups for coffee and interesting dips, and then a grand seminar in the Valhalla Suite on the dangerous rise of evil and its implications on a multi-magical society. Sun's mellow to twilight, tea and biscuits, and a symposium on how to stop the evil one with opportunity for questions from the floor. And I do hope there's no embarrassing silence this time, really. It
yes.
reflects very badly.
There was one thing.
Yes, yes.
Will they be those biscuits with a circular hole in the top and a little blob of jam poking through with the cream?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, good show. I think most of us will give the heavy stuff a miss, actually. Need an early night after yesterday's do.
Well, actually, I was only going to slip into the main bit.
May I have your kind attention, please? Roddox the Green, you have
Will you
a
excuse
visitor
me a moment?
at reception. Roddox the Green, you have a visitor at reception.
Are you sure this is the place?
Of course.
Seems very much like a
Golden
conference.
Longshank stout for my own eyes deceive me, but you're twice the size than when I last saw you.
Oh, that. Everyone tells me, but I really hadn't noticed.
An Agar, son of Aethar.
Aye.
Oh, well. Oh, what a pity we can't have a long talk.
What? But I've come all this way.
Yes, well, unfortunately, I'm absolutely snowed under at the moment. Not a second to myself. Oh, it's like that at these conferences.
You mean we've come all this way to be fobbed off with petty excuses?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say
But
that.
I braved the Sphinx and the halls of the Brotherhood to bring hence summon trumpet.
If you've been wasting my time, I shall have a few words to say on that subject. Just because I'm told doesn't mean I'm stupid, you know. We'll have this out once and for all.
I think a buffet lunch is being served over there.
After dinner, you stay here.
I understand everything, Roddox. You need all your time here with the other wizards to try and decide a way to defeat the forces of evil.
Yes, there is that. And I think I can say that the conference will be very valuable in contributing to that particular item. But to tell the truth, the real business that's taking my time is all these spin-offs.
Spin-offs?
Deals yet to be signed, you know.
You don't think we all make a living on just the magic, do you? Good gods, no. I myself am in the process of turning 6 of my spells into a best-selling roundelay. Sprinkle ye the mandrake root, oh, yeah, the merry, oh, yeah, the merry... Well, of course, it'll be done properly with minstrels and things.
Very nice.
Well, great grassroots appeal, married ourselves.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and then, touch my elbow, he thinks we can get Merlin to let us have the major rights on his best 5 incantations.
To turn into a mummery.
Yes, but look! I have brought the summon trumpet as you counsel. Tell me, old Roddox, what am I to do with it now? I cannot presume to sound it.
But surely you are the hero of legend. 1 man shall save the realm, 6 shall he gather.
No, it cannot be. 1 man of noble birth is what it says, and I am just a humble log poacher.
Does it say that? Where?
In the 7th line.
A 7th line? Are you sure there is a 7th line?
Most certainly.
Just a minute. No, look. Only 1 hand and a thumb.
You are mistaken, mighty sage. The rhyme I know has a 7th line, and more.
Strange.
And I am not of noble birth. So, I am not the hero after all. My part in the great deed is finished.
Yet I have wondered. 7 heroes and a 7th line that only you seem to know.
But how am I to find the true hero of noble birth and cause him to sound summon trumpet? Once more, I need your wisest guidance.
Well, I'd love to help. I really would, but unfortunately, Badidas and I have the concert to see to.
Concert?
Oh, yes, we do one at every conference. Roddox does some old incantations with the words cheers, brings the house down.
And then we all dress up as gnomes and do the fairy ring numbers. Such fun! They lap it up.
But what about...
Oh, now, have I introduced you to Sorquist?
Well, no, I don't think you...
Well, now, here he is, Sorquist. Here's someone I know you'll get on with like a house of fire. Agar, son of Aethar. He's a young hero, too.
Oh, much honour. I am Sorquist of Tranfax, apprentice to the Lord Asteron, whose building this is. Sorry, would you move sideways a bit so I can sweep up there?
Much honour, Sorquist. Roddox... Roddox?
He has gone. A bit further, please. Thank you much.
Surely, upon the floor, on hands and knees, is no posture for a hero.
Ah, so you have completed your labours. I have as yet not.
What labours?
Why, to brush up every crumb dropped by the 90 wizards in the conference centre. Well, only if I accomplish these labours will I become a true hero like you.
Who says this?
Well, my master. He says that any apprentice hero must first accomplish the 1,000,000 labours.
What are all these labours? Mighty tasks?
Oh, yes, awesome indeed. Well, my first was to go forth armed only with a brush with but 2 bristles of mink hair and paint every wall in the conference centre.
With your bare hands?
No, with Zagaloth's dusky pink, my master's favourite colour.
Are you sure these are labours? You're not just his servant.
Not so. Have I not before this collected food from far and near, and with the aid of but 1 burning brand of hickory wood, cooked quiches and interesting dips for the 90 wizards of the conference centre? Any servant would have been stuck in a kitchen doing the catering.
Yes.
Yes. Then, after this, I have to do 1,063 over and 5 times 10 plus 1. That's polish, with but 1 blossom of the highest growing cherry, the shoes of the 90 wizards of the conference centre, which doesn't leave me much time to do the other I must complete before dawnbreak. The rescue of the maiden from the fire-breathing amber dragon of the eastern tower of the horizon.
What? Oh, listen, Sorquist. My quest is ended. I was not the chosen one I first thought, but I would gladly use my time to help you do one of your tasks.
You will?
Yes.
Then grasp my hand in friendship, Agar, son of Aether. You will find the fire-breathing amber dragon in the tower 10 hawks' flights hence. And I can devote all the night to removing all those scuffs from the shoes most devoutly.
Oh, well. Very well, Sorquist. So be it. I shall set out at once. Golan, come saddle Stephen at once. We leave for the east.
What now? There's still loads of quiche left.
Ulfric, where do you think you're going?
Oh, hello, Elfrida. I was just off to the woodcutters. Are my plants tidy?
Ulfric, you are not spending today changing clothes with the woodcutter's daughter. I forbid it, do you hear?
My dear, my royal robes will get all grubby from the axe polishing.
You are not going to the woodcutters at all. You have a kingdom to rule, and you should be ruling it. Now Reginald is off on his list of death escapades. You can't afford to let things slip.
It's being taken care of. I have extra men drafted in specially by my good friend...
You cannot leave and let the kingdom be run by that cannibal for a second day.
The evil flesh-eating Lord of Crown is not a cannibal. I don't know why everybody always thinks he is.
Ulfric, open your eyes. Surely even you have noticed that what precious few of the royal guard that those monks didn't drown... That ties have now been replaced at their stations by his swirling killer looms.
Their culture is very different from ours. It needs diplomacy. I'll soon sort it out. He's in the throne room. Ah, Crown. There you are. Do you mind offering if I bother you for a moment?
Celebrate worm with the fleece of a pock march through. Out of my sight before I tear out your throat with a boot hook and spit upon your entrails.
Could you translate, Brother Scrivener?
His Grace, the evil flesh-eating Lord of Crown, bids your Majesty most welcome.
And you see, Elfrida, you misjudged him.
Ulfric, you are a bigger fool than I ever took you for. I shall be in my room.
Elfrida. Oh, dear. Such an unpleasant scene in front of guests.
Oh, the sewer breath bogwort with the charm of a warthog is gone.
No, don't worry. It's nothing you said, I'm sure.
What? Speak clearly, addle-peated slug. Only Cranian is understood in this court.
Well, I'm not too hot on the vocab, I'm afraid, but, you nasty person with the nose of a, horse.
What?
No, much worse than that. The nose of a buffalo or something. Answer me how your task progresses, or I'll do all sorts of quite horrid things to your tummy.
You dare to bother me with such trifles? Brother Scrivener, show him the documents the men compiled, or I'll rip off his limbs and toast them over his burning adenoids.
Oh, thank you very much.
Here, Majesty, are the results of the first day of the national census of all Albion in the reign of His Liberal Majesty, King Ulfric the Wise III.
Good, carry on.
In the vicinity of Castle Comfy Lawns, its grounds and stables, wenches 8, hags 7, able-bodied men of fighting age, deceased, 68.
Good.
In Albion village and the surrounding hovels nearby, wenches 45, hags 8, able-bodied men of fighting age deceased 78, domiciles in the forest regions and the...
There's something strange here, huh?
Majesty.
Why are there so many more wenches than hags in the village?
The men had marched a long way, Majesty.
Oh. Yes. I see. Well, carry on.
Domiciles in the forest regions, wenches 64, hags 88, able-bodied men of fighting age deceased 430.
I can't help noticing that all the men of able body and fighting age seem to be deceased. Did His Grace's men make sure of that?
Oh, yes, Majesty. Quite sure.
Good. Well, there's still plenty of areas left for the official census yet, so keep up the good work. No one must be overlooked.
Oh, no one will be, sire. You have His Grace's assurance on that.
And so was the spirit of Albion broken. Now, in the first days, there were many dragons in the east. They built their nests in high towers and flew far and wide, casting their scaly eyes greedily for precious things they could snatch and hoard as their own. The scarlet dragons favored jewels, and many were the sparkling rubies and lustrous pearls that slipped into their iron grasp. The amber dragons sought maidens, and lost forever were those fair-complexioned, silken-haired beauties that spread by chance into their domain. Most numerous and loathsome of all were the tiny blue dragons, so small, swift, and stealthy that they did seem almost invisible to the luckless victims of their greed. For these cunning creatures covered it above all those woolen foot garments that men did know as socks, striving above all to take to themselves one only of every substance, hue, and size existing. But dragons are slave to none, and did decline to join the ranks of the evil one, who in wrath did order their destruction by many flocks of harpies. Thus were all the scarlet dragons slain, and the blue dragons did hear of their peril, and hid themselves, stealing still even unto this day. And also were all the amber dragons slaughtered, save one, Troll of the east tower of the horizon.
There was someone outside the wall of the tower, I'm sure it was. Are you listening to me? I'm certain...
Fear not, sweet maiden, I am your deliverance. The dragon sleeps soundly, and my minotaur is beneath the tower to carry you away. I pledge my sword.
No! Help!
Hush! The dragon will be raised from his sleep.
Troll! Help!
Please, the dragon! He awakens. Fly while you yet have time.
No! Don't you touch him with that! Troll!
Has he not held you prisoner these 3 years and 2 moons?
He most certainly has not.
What?
He didn't want to enter into a permanent relationship until we had discovered we were mutually suitable, and I respect him for that.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
What's going on? What are you doing with that man?
He's come to take me away while you lie there snoring.
Don't make me laugh. That'll be the day.
Why is that so funny?
Take you away.
Don't you think anyone would want me? Is that so very unthinkable? I happen to be a very attractive woman.
Excuse me, but...
You keep out of this.
You are fairly attractive as maidens go.
Oh, you had a few, I know.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have.
But only to burn. You've never managed to engage in one total long-term commitment without pyrosexual foreplay.
I have never had any complaints.
Oh, you're so smug, aren't you? You think you're so good, just like they always do.
Excuse me. You are the amber dragon of the
Do
east.
me a favor, old chap, and take her. I've been getting a bit bored with the harp playing anyway.
You said you adored my harp playing.
Yes, well, there wasn't very much else I could say and have a quiet life, was there? The only thing that kept you off my back. Trog light the fire, Trog warm the dinner, Trog scorch the ostlers. I'd rather suffer 14 choruses of Sprinkle You the Mandrake root any day. Popular rubbish.
You've really done it this time. There's only one reason I continue living with you, and that's because you're handy to get a light afterwards.
Well,
There's no need to be insulting.
Well, I'm sorry, but you did ask for that.
In front of that man, too.
No. Honestly, I hardly heard anything. I wasn't really listening.
I'm sorry.
Well, so am I.
Spiny spine.
Smoothie skin.
Well, I suppose I'll be going then. My guide and miner...
Just one moment, mortal.
Yes?
Who are you? What do you mean by breaking into my tower at this time of night?
I am Agar, son of Aethar, and I came to this tower on behalf of one Sorquist of Tranfax, who was an apprentice
Oh,
to...
yes, I know all about Sorquist. Bit of a hobby of mine, keeping track of gossip. You, too. I've heard of Agar, son of Aethar, on my flights above Albion in search of carrion. Disgusting habit, I know, but what can you do? But what of you, Agar? Do you follow the ways of your parents to bring you to Dragon's Towers far from home?
My mother was but a poor woodcutter's daughter.
And what of your father, Aethar? Know you of him? Was he well matched?
Aye, he too was but a poor woodcutter's daughter.
Trog.
This is fascinating. Are you sure?
We rarely saw him, only for an occasional day. Mostly he was far abroad, engaged in some task he would never tell.
Oh! Agar, son of Aethar, I look at you in a new light. Know you now from my town that Aethar the woodcutter's daughter at other time was none other than Ulfric, true-born king of Albion.
No, it cannot be.
I have it from the most reliable source, the very oak tree that he changes behind. It is common knowledge in forestry circles. You are, in fact, truly Agar, son of Ulfric, of noble birth, no less.
Summon trumpet! Then I am indeed to be the one who sounds it. Oh, I must leave at once and return to Radox. Golin, saddle Stephen and make swift.
Yes, master. I'll just finish these fruitcakes.
Thank you, most noble dragon. I am deeply indebted to your knowledge. Thank you!
Mind you, don't tell a soul. The branch rustled it to me in the strictest confidence. Well, that was a strange coincidence. Broadwina? Broadwina? I don't suppose you fancy... Oh, where's the cigarettes?
At last, Golin Longshanks. At last we can act to save Albion. We must ride swiftly.
Oh, yes, master, I thought that. That's why I took the liberty of removing those heavy meat pies from the saddlebag to a place of safety.
Climb up quickly. Oh, do you not feel the excitement welling up inside you?
Well, now you come to mention it...
Away! For the power is once again placed upon our shoulders.
Beware, Agar, son of Ulfric, for no power on earth is granted without a price.
In the third chronicle of Hordes of the Things, Patrick McGee was the chronicler, King Eorfric was Paul Eddington, Maggie Steed, Queen Elfreda and the Maiden Brodwina, the Crown Prince Vegenin, Simon Callow, Christian Rodska, Agar, son of Aethar, Miriam Margulies, Agar's mother, Jonathan Lynn, Golin Longshanks and the Wizard Merlin, Radox the Green, Frank Middlemass, and Badidas the Blue, Ballard Barclay. The Dread Sphinx of the Caverns and Sorquist of Tranfax, Stephen Pacey, the evil flesh-eating Lord of Cran, Aubrey Woods, and Derek Francis was Trog, the Last Amber Dragon. The writers were Andrew Marshall and John Lloyd, and the producer was Geoffrey Perkins.